Welcome to Progress in San Diego. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. I'm your host, Walter Davis, and with me this evening, I have the distinct pleasure to have Prime Minister Rawsheed Stone Coyote, and welcome to the show.
Itimugala. This means, in our language, all our relations.
Okay, very good. I wish you had practiced that with me beforehand. That surprised me. No, I'm just kidding. And I also have Clan Mother Rachel.
Nice to meet you.
Did I
Thank
say
you
that
for
correctly?
having us. Rochelle.
Rochelle.
That's fine.
Very good, very good. So, we are here to talk about a number of things, including love. We had a discussion about that and how that's needed more so in the world. And we're going to be looking at the Yamasee nation, among other things. We have a couple of things to cover here. So with that, I'd like to just sort of turn it over to the two of you to just identify who you are first.
Yes. I am Prime Minister Rawsheed Stone Coyote of the Yamasee Muskogee Nation. I am Yamasee, Creek, Blackfoot, Cherokee. And I am honored to be here with you.
Certainly, certainly. Good to have you aboard.
Indeed.
And I go by Clan Mother Rochelle, but my spiritual name is Oyate Wichuya Wita Winya, which means she who gathers the people. And from my father's side is Arapaho Nation from the north, and my mother's side is Tarascan from Michoacan in the south. So those are my lineage, and I'm also part of, as Rawsheed said, the Yamasee tribe.
Fascinating. Well, this all sounds so very good. So that's a good segue to lead in. Who are the Yamasee Indians?
Yes, the Yamasee is a line of indigenous Indians that arrived from what we call the Omax. And from that term, as you look into our people, you find out the term is called the Mound Builders. The mound building nation were in many parts of the world. At the end of wars and all the different experiences that the Yamasee had, they ended up from Georgia into Florida. So today the home base is Florida, but there's many Yamasee around the world still today. And this is a short version about our people.
So there is a museum or historical monument of some type in Alabama called Moundville.
Okay.
Just identifying with that as you make that statement.
Yes.
So what are your duties as Prime Minister?
Good question. My duty as a Prime Minister is, number one, is making connection in relationships. And that is with all relations of all people. And bringing the love frequency to all people, and sharing, this new gathering that's taking place on the earth. We are in a deep transformation time. And the families around the world in good consciousness are coming together.
So we are transforming to a higher level of consciousness and care for each other.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Excellent, excellent. Tell me where the Yamasee people come from.
Well, like I said, the Yamasee people come from places where the mounds were built. And, you could say Mexico, you can say Georgia, you can say Peru. There are many places around the world that the mound builders have left their marks. And a very old, loving civilization that dates back beyond, as I say, before the puzzle broke, when the puzzle was one mass, So at one time, what was called Africa, Egypt, and all of these places, everything was once connected, and there were people here. And that date back into the time of the Omax and as well as the Yamasee people. And we are documented as one of treaties First Nations. So we're one of the First Nation treaties. And our signature is on the dollar bill. We're the pyramid. We're the seeing eye. And today, as you look at our nation that is multi-colorful and beautiful with all wonderful walks of life, we're uniting people around the world within our nation and in our family. In honor of that, to be present as a Prime Minister to speak in the behalf of our chiefs and my family and clan mother, it's an honor to know that we're doing some great work, and service for change, because this earth is asking for healing. The mother is calling out. And we're here to be the sons of transformation.
So there's a lot of misinformation, obviously. I mean, the more I learn about history, the more ignorant I learn that I am.
Right.
And so many of us have not been educated, we've been indoctrinated. And so the way that we perceive things is totally incorrect.
Indeed.
Okay. And we'll go more into that if we get an opportunity here. So tell me about the Yamasee language.
The Yamasee language is, once again, a set off of the original Omax language, which is called Hitchita. So as I greeted you earlier, I said Iti Mugala. That's very similar to saying I-ho, which is all our relations. So as I would honor my clan mother sitting here, I would say Wachi, my Wachi. Thank you for being here. And there's many other words. If I say Chatu, is uncle. So honoring the uncle. But uncle also can also mean sister. So some words in the Yamasee language can cross each other to become the same word, but it just connects in a very simple way. So if you were in front of the female and it was your sister and you called her Chati, she would know the difference from speaking to an uncle.
I see. So very similar to some English words, no and no.
Indeed.
Okay.
And I'm still learning.
Okay.
You know, I'm in the beginning stage.
It sounds beautiful, though. Moving forward, what is the Yamasee Nation doing to help the earth?
Very good question. What we're doing is we're all coming together and we're getting back to put the seed back in the earth, indigenous seeds. What I mean by that is plants and seeds that have life, life of the old days. Some foods from the old days is an oxygen base, really not, should I say, organic matter that keeps your attention in consciousness, okay? Meaning that they're not hybrid foods. So we have sacred seeds, we're putting that back in the earth. We're building cob homes, and we're coming together, we're doing different things to connect people back to original things that the earth need. We're praying, we're meditating, we're running, we're sweating, we're doing everything we can imagine to do to be conscious, to help the earth. Because it's not really about a nation, but it's about the service as a nation that we do together. And that's the very important progress that we're working towards continuing to do.
So you're talking about a transboundary situation where there's a great deal of love for the earth, there is a spiritual connection,
Yes.
There is a return to some ancient values, a return to loving each other and caring for each other on a level that is much higher than capitalism and some of the other things that we have in this world today, which are not real.
Indeed.
And they're not germane to us having a really civilized approach towards dealing with each other.
Right.
Correct?
Yes, very true.
Very good. Tell me about sweat lodges.
Sweat lodges, or what we call the Inipi ceremony, which is the purification ceremony, and it was one of the 7 sacred rites that were given to the people 17 generations ago by a sacred a woman named White Buffalo Calf Woman who came and gave the teachings back to the people. So one of the things that is all people can do is, we feel like you don't need someone in between you and the Creator. And we have a very simple church where we go and connect directly with Creator. Each one of us has a special relationship with that Great Spirit. And so through the Sweat Lodge ceremony, you know where you sit in this world. You know what things within your heart you need to clear and what things you need to bring forward. And these are things that you can experience within this sacred ceremony. And you can also ask for help from your ancestors, which are never far away from you. They're always looking over you. You're, keeping track of whatever your needs are. So these are things we can, as individuals, experience for ourselves and use to help us go a little bit deeper into our spiritual connection with the Great Spirit.
So this, again, flies in the face of a lot of the so-called modern outlooks where people believe they have to have a minister or a preacher or someone to help them connect with their spirituality. What you're saying is that within the Sweat Lodge, this is a methodology in which people can honor their relationship with a higher power, God, whatever they want to term that to be, as well as connection with ancestry.
Exactly, yes. And it's also done in a circle. It's also done within, we honor always everything that's a circle. Almost all nations recognize the medicine wheel. And so wherever you sit within that circle in the Nipi, there's a purpose for it. And they say it would take a lifetime to learn everything about a sweat lodge. And there's so many things that are involved with it. But, the directions are you're sitting in when you go in, you recognize where you're sitting. That position represents other, maybe sacred animals are from that area. Maybe certain, we call winds, which bring different medicines to you, So there's a lot of different teachings within the Nipi ceremony that as little children, if you're lucky enough to begin when you're little, you can really understand the power of what you're doing when you're in there and receive so much. And like my brother Rawsheed is saying, it's about love and sharing and compassion, and it's about forgiveness is a big thing in the lodge, what we need to let go of and forgive, and ourselves, things that we have done. So these are all very basic beliefs in other religions and faiths that we all have, that we walk what a real human being, as a real human being. Doesn't matter what name you call it, it's that we all go in and we try and make that connection as the human spirits that we are, as connected to Creator. So
Excellent. That's perfect. So I see a potential for a series of radio and television shows to bring a lot of this out to light to the public. Most certainly. So tell me more now about what clan mothers are doing in the world.
The term clan mother means different things in different nations, and but in essence, it's respecting the feminine, the divine feminine, and the grandmothers carry a lot of wisdom, of course, for their lifetimes of what they've experienced. But in different traditions, in different nations, they hold a place of, they carry the protocols that different grandmother councils use in order to actually take care of their tribe, take care of their people. And many tribes have been matriarchal, and through that has always been a consciousness of keeping peace on the world. Grandmothers are not happy about war. They don't want their children to go to war. So many clan mothers represent that kind of divine feminine, of being in connection with Mother Earth and bringing the love and having respect for the sacred water of life. Without the water, we won't be here. So we take with us wherever we go that understanding of teaching people, pay attention to the water and the air we breathe, and where you walk and how you sit and what you do. So these are all things. Men also carry these teachings, but especially the mother, the clan mothers. So they teach a lot like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that all sounds beautiful, and it sounds like what we need more of. We need more love. We need more attention to our environment. We need more attention to healing. And we need more focus on peace in a
Yes.
country that spends 10 times as much on war as we do on education.
Yes.
So, tell me about the meaning then of the four directions.
Again, if you perceive the Earth from way out, like if NASA took a picture of a round sphere, everything is round in our lives. Everything we do starts and then completes. And so in the medicine wheel, if you could visualize like a cross through the center of it, in the West, where we sit, is what we recognize as the Black nation. And with that comes many teachings, along with, for instance, I had mentioned earlier, like in the West is the Wakinyans, the sacred thunder beings, the ones that bring the rain, the ones that clear. If you notice, after a rain and thunderstorm, the next day, the energy of what's around you, it's clean. Things have been removed. That's what the thunder beings bring, and so we honor them like that. And also Mother Bear. And then the north direction is the Red Nation, and we recognize the Buffalo Nation and all that the buffalo has given to the two-legged people. We wouldn't be alive without them. So those teachings of generosity, of forgiveness, of patience, of joy, and all those things are buffalo. And then the east direction is we call Wamble Glishka, the spotted eagle, who takes all of our thoughts and prayers to the Creator. A very special, powerful animal. And also that's the direction of white buffalo cattlemen. And then the last direction, the south direction, and the east is the white nation. And then the south direction is the yellow nation. And that we recognize all our relations, meaning the standing people, the tree nation that gives us the air we breathe, the wingeds, the fin ones, the ones that walk four-legged on, all our relations that are alive, we honor them, we recognize them, for without them we wouldn't be here. So we honor all directions, we honor all people, red, yellow, black, white, and everything in between. And so really, the native indigenous people, they know that we're all related, we're all relations, and we all walk together on Mother Earth, like together.
Well, that all sounds beautiful. And however, I know this is foreign to a lot of people, and we're really going to have to do some more broadcasts to elaborate on what all that means. Okay, so we're down to our last 10 minutes.
Okay.
So tell me about the tree of life and coming back to oneness.
Well, oneness. This is what I would say my spirit vision from my ancestors is. Oneness is one day seeing all people around the world feeling the vibration of love, taking the time to just be silent and touch someone's hand. And as they unite hands, they look at the earth, they rise to the sun, and they feel the vibration that what is the divine message about this thing called life. In that oneness, you are the physical people that have walked the earth for many, many millenniums. And it's up to you to overstand Mother and Father and bring oneness so the children of all living essence can rise to a beautiful place that is called balance. And that is the root of the tree that I see in the new beginning, because once those hands form and they create that circle and they feel that vibration, the tree will grow new limbs, it will grow new leaves, it will grow new fruit. And when you feel that love, when you receive it, we'll know what love truly is. What love truly is.
Okay. So, we had a discussion
Yes.
about 2012. And so some people have this perception that that might mean the end of the world. However, what I heard you say in our discussion is that that's the beginning.
Yes, it's a new beginning.
Okay, so we need to, again, go into that
Indeed.
in greater detail. Now, let's get into fusion food and whole-based lifestyles. And I guess you're saying
Yes.
raw food. Is that what you're talking
Raw
about?
food, whole food based, but also cooked foods as well.
Okay, talk to me somewhat about that.
Okay, well, basically, you have prime minister and then you also have a chef. And as a chef and as a prime minister, I like to mix the quality of food is also the quality of life. So when you start accepting a certain form of food, which is called whole food-based foods, and in whole food-based foods that I deal with, there's no oil, there's no gluten. It's all plant-based, nuts, seeds, vegetables, and fruits. And when the body begins to receive foods like this, what it does is it changes what goes on in the cells. It's not foreign to the body. So my duty is to keep ingesting the energy towards people about these particular foods because it can change many things that are going on, in this world. And I can start naming categories of things that can change, but I'm gonna pass that up for right now and just say, if you were 280 pounds, you can adjust your weight. If you have certain things going on that cause you to end up in a place that is not your home, you can rearrange your home, which is your body. This is the first temple. So when we talk about sacred seeds and you talk about re-putting those foods back into the body, what you begin to do is re-enhance your cells, cleanse your blood, cleanse your brain. Now we're thinking better. Now we're feeling better. Now we're loving better. Now we feel the taste and get the taste of the divine food that was made for human consumption, which comes from the plant world. So whole food-based food is 100% all whole food-based foods, which are all foods of nature that never had blood in it.
So what is the outlook towards eating animal flesh? How is that?
Well, the outlook is basically like this. Eventually, what ends up happening is the body begins to deteriorate faster. It doesn't carry any living protein. It's dead. Okay? It has nothing that the body can utilize for cells. So, in that case, when I look at the expression of these particular foods, if you put something foreign in the body, then it's going to have a foreign reaction. But if you put something like, for instance, milk that you create from an almond and you drink that, that's high protein for the body. If you eat dark greens is a high protein for the body. There's a lot of high proteins in plant-based foods that you don't need from meat. Meat never really was a protein. It's a fatty acid.
Okay. So you're saying that we should be primarily looking at eating vegetables.
Indeed. And it can fill you up. You just put a lot of that in there, just keep eating it. And the most beautiful thing I like to tell people, I like to say, if you don't put any spices and seasonings on meat, how does it taste?
Terrible.
Right. But you chop some vegetables up, and let's say you steam it, bake it, and throw some herbs.
It tastes wonderful.
Right? So where are the spices and the tastes coming from? From the natural plant foods.
Got it.
Sea salt, all of these wonderful things. So really what we're really in tune to is taste. We want our food to taste good. We want something that really makes us say, oh, it's almost like love making. Oh, it tastes so good. And that's the key in good food. And plant-based food can be really, really good for you if it's made right. Or if you're just natural and you're picking fruit from a tree, it can be good once you really accept natural sugars, sugar in its original form. And that sugar in its original form will adjust itself in the body to fight against different things that causes problems in the world of which we call medical problems.
I see. So you're talking about a very holistic approach towards health, in which we basically food is medicine.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. It is definitely the medicine that our mother have put here. And she was the shareholder of it. The mother knew the way the food grew all around the world. She knew the cycles. And when we listened to her, we ate accordingly. And that kept us alive. So
Excellent.
I'm honored to be with the mother.
Well, we're down to less than 5 minutes now, and I want to make sure that the two of you get a chance to express to the public whatever message you need to within that time frame. So if you could briefly encapsulate
Indeed.
what you want from the public. What can the public do to support you? What else do you want to convey during this interview?
I would like to say to the wonderful world out there is there's foods out here that helps the body ascend and grow. And we as people, if we work together in consciousness, then we can continue to elevate each other every step of the way. Thank you.
I think my message today would be that the time right now is shifted, as you said, 2012, and I would encourage all the women who are listening to find a circle of women that they could come together with, because now's the time, we've been told, to heal what we need to heal and then move into really coming together as a woman nation to heal our brothers, heal the men nation, and in turn heal Mother Earth. And we can only do that if we extend our hand to each other, no matter what color, what race, it doesn't matter what religion.
We are out of time.
Ages. Oh, okay.
We're out of time. We'll be continuing this.
Okay.
I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we'll be posting information about how to get more in tune with this on our website. Thank you very much for joining us during this broadcast.